Hang on, it's comedy time. A hilarious mix of short, fast, funny featuring today's hottest comics. Get ready, because time flies when you're having funny.
Hey, thanks for watching Comedy Time. You're gonna love this next comic. If there were a comic superhero, this next comic would be it. Now, I'm not really sure if jokes could save civilization, but that's just a minor detail. Enjoy.
I find that the higher somebody goes over 100% to describe how sure they are of something, the more skeptical I become. So my roommate, he'll be like, dude, I'm like 110% sure I locked the door. Wait a minute, why 110%? Man, don't even worry, I'm like 150% sure I locked the door. Okay, the door's wide open, nobody shut the door. We have to go home, all our stuff's gonna be gone. Call the police. But I say that there's this guy, Cam Newton, and he first overall pick in the draft, but he got in trouble because they thought he might have been paid to play college football, which is a big no-no, so he got this lawyer. And I swear, I was watching TV and his lawyer was on, and he said, my client is innocent. I am 1,000,000% sure he did not take funds. It's like, all right, not only am I positive your client did take funds, now I'm pretty sure he killed the guy. That's how skeptical I am. I lived with my parents I guess it was 2 summers ago now, and everyone wants to know, like, what's it like? What's the difference between living on your own and, here's the difference between living on your own and living at your parents' house. At your parents' house, there's food. To eat all the time. I don't know where it comes from. Like, I'll be eating an apple, and then the next day it's like, oh my God, there's another apple. How'd that happen? It's like the food fairy comes in the middle of the night and drops that stuff on, because I don't have that at my house. In my house, there's never anything to eat, ever. Now, I'll come home sometimes, I'll be missing 2 out of the 3 ingredients I need for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But I do have all the ingredients for a bowl of peanut butter, so if you want to come over sometime, bring your own bowl. They're all dirty.
Hey Comedy Time viewers, Zoltan here with another dose of hilarity that's going to go right past your brain and right into your funny bone.
My kids hate my cooking. The little one says to the big one, even our noodles are bad. The big one says to me tonight, he goes, he's very honest, he says, Mommy, Grandma's a better cook than you. The only thing that you make that better than what Grandma makes is soup. And that's because you make less of it. I'm like, oh, that's so interesting, because the only thing I like about you, better than your little brother, is that your school day is longer. He's overly honest. The little one's a bit of a liar. He's a bit of a liar. He says to me, we were at a birthday party, he'd eaten a couple of cupcakes. He's a little fat, chubby, whatever. And he says to me, may I have another cupcake? And I said, no. And he turns to the mom of the kid who's having the party, and he says, may I have another cupcake? She said, your mommy said no. And he goes, that's not my mommy. The kid would throw me under a bus. Under a bus for a cup, right? They ask a lot of questions, the kids, right? They ask so many, and there's stuff you can't, it hurts your head, some of the questions they ask, like, and you don't even know how to answer. They're like, what's the difference between wind and air? How many pennies can fit in my room? How many pennies can fit in the whole world? Right? And then they ask things that you actually know the answer to, but you're kind of screwed up, and my son says to me, he goes, Mommy, what's a baby cow called? I'm like, a veal. And I realized, like, my head was hurting, so I did, like, the Oprah thing. Like, I go into my room, I, like, take the deep breath, right? And I come out, and I say, honeybee, can we go 5 minutes? 5 minutes, please, with no questions. Why, Mama, why? Why no questions? Don't you love me? I love you. Why don't you love me? 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 Why don't you? I called my husband and told him this. He's like, now you know what it's like to have a wife.
If the next comic had a home building show, a lot of people would probably get hurt. Fortunately, they're not building anything. They're telling jokes and doing a great job of it. Here we go.
If you watch CNN or Fox and all, it's so scary. It's like everything, we're gonna die in recession and double dip recession. I get it, we're all broke, I understand that. I'm a comedian, I'm really broke. I don't have spare change, I have spending change. That's what I go out with. And thank God for the dollar saver menu at McDonald's. I can afford a double cheeseburger and a cup of water. Da 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 da. I'm loving it. How bad is your life when that's your theme song for food? I'm loving it. You're hating life, bro. You're not loving anything. And I was walking out of McDonald's. I saw a homeless guy outside begging for change. He had his cup out there, he's shaking it, begging for change. And I'm looking at him and thinking, wow, it can always be worse. You can always be in a worse situation. And something struck me. I felt compelled to go deep into my pockets, grab all my change, and hold it tight. So it wouldn't make any noise as I stroll past him. You guys are all going to hell. For fun, since I've been back here, I like to go to the local parks and feed the pigeons steak in front of the homeless. That's a good time. Anybody else? Ah, come on. I'm not that big of a d***. I'll chew the steak before I give it to the pigeon. You ever see a pigeon try to rustle a porterhouse steak? It's not pretty. Break his little bird neck. It sucks being broke. Like, I hate being broke. It's the worst. You ever, like, the winter time's coming now, I don't even have heat. Like, have you ever been that broke where you can't afford heat? You're just sitting in your living room, shivering, bundled up, extra clothing on, watching HBO on demand? That's just smart, people. Screw being warm, I need entertainment. Get through this, no worries. Worse than that's the gas prices. I was driving through Beverly Hills and my gas tank was just on E, the gas light's on, and I see this 76 gas station, $4.99 a gallon. $4.99 a gallon. That's ridiculous. And I did something I haven't done since high school. I put $2 worth of gas in the car. You ever do this? You ever, like, your gas light's on, you put $2 in, your gas light's still on? Just mocking you and laughing at you.
Hey guys, I'm Suna Bilstead for Comedy Time. This next comedian is awesome. In fact, I steal all my material from them. So, enjoy my jokes.
I tried to go out with my friends this past weekend. We tried to go out to like a trendy club, right? That was the idea. It was me and 4 of my buddies. Tried to go out to some trendy club, right? That was a bad idea. I don't know if you guys know that, but bad idea. Stood in line for an hour waiting to get in this club, right? An hour in line. After an hour, the guy in front of me in line turns around. He wants to give me advice on how to get in the club, right? He's in front of me in line. He's been there longer than I have. He's going to give me advice on how to get in there. He's like, dude, next time you want to get into a place like this, 5 guys, you're going to have to bring like 10 girls with you. I was like, you know what? That makes sense. Maybe while we're at it, we'll bring a couple bottles of vodka, a DJ, and a booth. Too stupid. What do you think we're here for? If we had 10 girls with us, we don't need a nightclub. We are a nightclub. My friends wouldn't give up, though, right? It's like we spent the time to go to this place. They just decided, like, we have to get in. We have to get in, whatever we have to do. So we walk up to the front, start talking to that guy. You know, the guy looks like he's in the Secret Service, but he's not in the Secret Service. He's just trying to ruin my night. That's his job. He says the only way that 5 guys are going to get in is we have to buy a VIP booth, bottle service, right? $500. That's what he says. $500, and we get a bottle of vodka and a private VIP booth. And my friends, this is their big night out, so they say, yeah, sure, let's do it. And they give him the money. And then he leads us in that place down some long, dark hallway like we're going to a nuclear bunker somewhere. There's nothing VIP about it, right? For $500, you know what it should be? I should walk in, there should be fireworks going off like it's the 4th of July, where the DJ plays a song with my name in it, right? I'm escorted to my booth by mermaids, and they take me to a booth right in the middle of the dance floor. It's all by itself, just a neon sign above it with an arrow flashing down that says, "Sleep with this guy." That'd be worth $500. It's not what we got. We just sat in the corner and guarded our coats all night. I had to go though. You know, sometimes you got to do stuff like that. You know, I don't get out much anymore. All my friends are like married, and you know, a lot of people see a wedding as this great union of two people's love. But I've been to a lot of weddings, and most of them I find to be more like going away parties. I show up, they get me hammered, and then I wake up the next morning and they are gone, and they're not part of my life anymore. They move on to picket fences and 401ks, and not me, basically. She's taught me a lot of things, though. You know, it's good. I'm learning how to be in a relationship. I didn't realize, you know, at first some of the things you think you understand, but you don't necessarily understand them, right? Like compromise, right? I thought I understand the definition of the word. I guess I didn't understand it in practice because I had to learn it, right? I had to learn it. Like typically what happens with us is maybe we disagree on something, we get into an argument just about something like what we're gonna do, right? Like where we're gonna go eat. And we argue about it because I want to go somewhere, she wants to go somewhere else. We argue about it. Then she starts crying. So we realize we got to compromise, right? So usually the way we work it out is that we decide to work it out where she'll stop crying if we do her stupid thing. It's 5 years, guys. I don't know. She gets to pick the vacations. That's where we're at now. I don't get to pick the vacation. She picked out one she wanted to do. She wanted to go camping, which is not my thing. I'm not into camping. No. It's not good. I don't understand. Like, how great does your life have to be like, on the weekend, oh, I want to take a break. I want to take a break, and I want to go in the woods and eat leaves and poop inside a hole or something like that. Run from bears. That's what I want to do. That sounds so relaxing. She wants to go. She picked out a place. She's like, oh, I think that's a really great place. It's this park. It's beautiful. It's this beautiful park. It's just a 5-hour drive away. Just 5 hours? Just 5 hours one way, 10 hours total, and I've done nothing yet? Oh, that sounds perfect. No, it'll be great. We'll just sleep in this beautiful park underneath the moon and the stars. It'll be so romantic. And I was like, you want to sleep in a park? How about this? There's a park across the street from my apartment. Several people sleep there every night. I think we give one of the guys $1, he'll give us a tour of the whole thing.
Hi, I'm Arana, and you're watching Comedy Time. This just in. After a recent survey, comedy has been ruled as a girl's new best friend. That's right, fellas. Make us laugh, make it good. Now check out this next comic.
Single people! Yeah, everybody's so happy to be single! Everybody loves it, I hate it!
I was dumped a few months ago. Thank you. So I've been listening to a lot of Adele. I like Adele. I love her, she's great. But I do take issue with one of her songs called Someone Like You. Yes. I know some of you may not know the song, so I'll do a little rendition for you so you get what I'm saying. I'm not the best singer, but here it goes. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. What? Who is that rational after a breakup? Especially after being dumped. I would like to rewrite that song so it reflects reality. Here we go. I hope I never meet someone like you. I pray you go bald and you lose your job too. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, I feel like I'm on American Idol. Thank you. That song's a little more honest that way, isn't it? My mom tried to set me up on a blind date with a Filipino guy from Manila, Philippines. That's how desperate she was. I think he was trying to get his visa. Not that I have anything against Filipinos. I love Filipino people. They're like the cool Asians, right? They party. Every other cousin of theirs is a DJ. Right? I love them. They're fun. But I did experience this growing up in Daly City up north, which is like Manila of the U.S. This one Filipino lady came up to me and she's like, oh my gosh, are you Filipina? you look Filipina already. And I was like, oh no, I'm Korean actually. Ah. Korean? But you are nice and pretty. What kind of compliment is that? I was like, wait, did you say I was pretty? Thank you. Never mind. Don't you hate backhanded compliments like that? Oh my God! It's been so long. You look so good. You look so different. Thanks. Wait, what? I look different? What? How did I look? You can't even take the compliment, right? So my mom always loved to give me advice about my non-existent love life. She would tell me, you know why you still single? Huh? Because you are getting old. And ugly. And you too picky. Who do you think are you? Huh? How come you don't like that Filipino doctor I set you up with? He's 100% perfect. You? Yeah, you only maybe 65%, maybe. That's how my mom talks to me. I'm like, thanks, Mom. Oh, actually, I have a perfect guy for you. Yeah, he's perfect because he's so picky. He's very wise and kind. He loves the children. He's Jewish. Yeah, but he's not rich. But he's rich in the heart. Yeah, and the most importantly, he can satisfy you in every way. I was like, wow, Mom, who's this guy? Jesus! Is he good enough for you? Huh? Picky girl.
I'm Kirk Zipfel, and you're watching Comedy Time. I was at IKEA the other day with my family, and I think IKEA is a Swedish word that means the heaviest box you've ever lifted. Enjoy this next comic.
I don't know if you can tell, but I'm divorced. Yeah, there's a lot of us out there. We are a big team. Those of you who aren't divorced, give it time. You'll get there. Give it time. No, I don't mean to make light of it. I mean, divorce is hard because you're splitting up stuff. And I'm not talking about the small stuff, like sheets and towels and pillowcases. I'm talking about the big stuff. I'm talking about bars and restaurants and shopping malls because you don't want to run into each other. You know? Okay, fine. You can have the Beverly Center. Everybody goes for that. But I want every Chipotle on the west side. Fine, sucker. I hate Chipotle. That was my woman. I even got every Burger King in LA County. Not that I will ever go there, but I figure, hey, it's one more thing to deny her. Anyway, she wanted the divorce, and it's funny because when you get towards the point where you start thinking about a divorce, you start scrambling. You know, what can we do to fix this? And a trip inevitably comes to mind. Hey, let's go on a trip. And you start thinking, where can we go? Hawaii? Caribbean? You decide on Hawaii, and you do go to Hawaii. And then you realize when you get back that you were in paradise with someone you can't stand. That's the way it is. It does suck. I concur. It sucks. But sooner or later, you will run into your ex. It's science. I mean, you try to avoid it, and you try to look your best, you try to manage it, but it doesn't matter what you look like, because your ex will take credit. You look terrible, your ex looks at you and thinks, I did that. You know, like you're a work of art. Ruined Man, 2009. Yes. But even if you look fantastic, your ex will take credit. Oh, I've never seen him look so good. He looks fantastic, I did him a favor. You're welcome. The last part is usually out loud. So if you've ever heard that and only that, you know what's going on. But it's funny when you get divorced because you realize the difference between getting married and getting divorced. I mean, with marriage, it's a celebration. It is, I'm telling you. It's a celebration. It's life and love and families coming together. With divorce, you get silence. Which is kind of ridiculous. I know, I agree. Oh, I agree. But it's kind of ridiculous because you think, divorce should be a celebration. I mean, the reality is that it should be a party. I think there should be a bachelor party. I think there should be flower arrangements chosen by the in-laws. And I think everybody should wear a hat. So that way people can tell that it's not a wedding party, it's a divorce celebration.
Hello, I'm Rob F. Martinez, and 4 out of 5 dentists recommend your next comedian on Comedy Time.
I have a feeling that my girlfriend does want to get married. You know, it's not from what she says to me or anything like that. It's more like the TV shows she makes me watch, right? Like Cake Boss, Say Yes to the Dress, Survivor, you know, just a couple shows. But she has this great memory too, like it's crazy good. You know, it's great for some things because she'll remember my mom's birthday and like fill out the card and everything. All I have to do is sign it. But usually it gets me in trouble. Like, you know, we'll be out to eat and I'll say something like, honey, you want to try some of my asparagus? You mean you don't remember? Remember what? We were at Applebee's and you looked so nice in your blue Hollister shirt. And our waiter, his name was John, he asked me if I wanted asparagus with my salmon and I said, no, I hate asparagus. And then you leaned over and told me you love me. Did you forget that too? Let's skip dessert. And I work at a grocery store, and you know, a lot of people work with the public. And let me let you in on a little secret. You know, when you're at a store and the employee comes up to you and says, "How you doing?" There's only one answer we want to hear. Good. That's it. Because we don't care. We don't. We don't want to hear about your car breaking down or your husband's bowel movements or that I look like Matt Damon. We don't care.